The apple didn't change the world. A question did. What if the most famous story in science is wrong? No sudden bonk on the head. No instant genius moment. Just a deadly plague, a restless young man in isolation, and an obsession with a simple question: why does everything fall, and why doesn't the moon? This is the real story of how Isaac Newton uncovered the invisible force that holds the universe together.
The plague that changed everything. 1665–1666. In 1665, the Great Plague swept through London, forcing Cambridge University to shut its doors. At just 23 years old, Isaac Newton returned to his quiet family home in the countryside Woolsthorpe Manor. What looked like an academic interruption became one of the most productive periods in human history. Alone, cut off from scholars and debate, Newton entered what historians now call his annus mirabilis, his year of wonders. But this wasn't a peaceful retreat. Newton experimented obsessively, even using his own body to study light and vision. Isolation pushed his mind toward deeper questions about motion, force, and the strange consistency of falling objects. Yes, he saw an apple fall, but instead of asking why it fell, Newton asked something far more radical. Could the same force that pulls the apple down also reach all the way to the problem no one could solve because the math didn't exist? Newton's idea was revolutionary, but there was a problem. There was no mathematics powerful enough to prove it. To explain how objects move under changing forces, Newton had to invent entirely new mathematics. He called it fluxions. Today, we call it calculus. Using this new language, Newton discovered that gravity follows what we now call the inverse square law. If you double the distance between two objects, gravity doesn't become half as strong, it becomes 4 times weaker. This insight connected the motion of falling apples to the motion of planets. For the first time, Earth and the heavens obeyed the same rules. And then, Newton did something astonishing. He said nothing. For nearly 20 years, he kept his discovery locked away in private notebooks. Newton was intensely private, deeply perfectionistic, and terrified of criticism. The world almost never learned about the rivalry that forced Newton to speak. In 1684, a visit from astronomer Edmund Halley changed everything. Halley asked Newton a question scientists had been debating endlessly. If gravity follows an inverse square law, what path would a planet take around the sun? Newton answered immediately, an ellipse. Halley was stunned. Newton had already solved the mystery years earlier, but another scientist, Robert Hooke, soon claimed he had given Newton the idea. The dispute ignited one of the fiercest rivalries in scientific history. Angry, driven, and determined to prove his priority, Newton did what he always did under pressure. He worked. For 18 relentless months, he wrote a book that would transform human understanding of reality, the book that rewrote the universe. In 1687, Newton published Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica. It didn't just describe gravity. It revealed a universal system of motion. The same laws govern a stone falling to Earth, the orbit of the moon, the paths of planets, the motion of comets, even the structure of galaxies. For the first time, the cosmos was not a mystery guided by unseen spirits, it was a system governed by precise, mathematical laws. Newton had mapped the machinery of the universe, a theory so powerful it lasted 200 years. Newton's laws worked so well that for more than 2 centuries, scientists believed they were the final word on gravity. They allowed humanity to predict planetary motion with stunning accuracy, build engineering on solid physical principles, eventually launch rockets and satellites, develop technologies like GPS that rely on precise gravitational calculations. Only in the 20th century did Albert Einstein refine Newton's vision, showing that gravity is not just a force, but a bending of space and time itself. Yet even today, Newton's equations remain essential for most of modern science and engineering. Not magic, not luck, relentless curiosity. Newton never claimed to be a wizard or a genius touched by sudden inspiration. Late in life, he described himself simply as a boy playing on the seashore, finding a smoother pebble while the great ocean of truth lay undiscovered before me. The falling apple wasn't the discovery. The discovery was the decision to keep asking why long after everyone else stopped.